What is going on? So this is kind of going to be a bit of a part 2, diagnosing an engine that has a very rough idle. But this is also going to be a shout out video. Fuel House Farms with a Z. Now, I got a bit of a confession to make. I'm not a real mechanic. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of tinkering around and poking things and pulling out nuts and bolts and seeing what happens. Fuel House Farms left me 10 comments on the last video, and it's guys like him that I really appreciate. He stuck with me though, he sure did. He said, I think a new IPR and an oil change. First thing he said, I'm pretty sure the first thing he said was, did you ever check your oil level? And you know what I didn't do? I didn't check my oil level. So I went out and got 37 gallons of oil and a new oil filter. Because when I went to check my Earl, it was like at the very end of the dipstick. So, yeah. Today, we're going to be doing an oil change. Let's get in it. Yeah. Nailed it. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Get in there. All right. Cool thing about this drain plug, it's straight down. You don't have to worry about it shooting out behind you 50 feet. We're gonna make it. Shot. Oh, all over my hands. That was good. 2 ways to do this. Right way and the wrong way. I'm gonna do it the wrong way. I got a Phillips head screwdriver in my hand, and I am going to hopefully not put a hole in my oil pan. Dang, they make these things a whole lot stronger than I remember. All right, I should probably stab the bottom first. Oh, yeah, I'll just kind of let it drip out a little bit before I stab the side. I'm gonna stab it in 3 spots because that's key. One on the bottom to let it drain, one on the top for air relief so it drains faster because I'm impatient, one at the bottom on the side so that I can get some leverage and spin it. Get in there deeper. Yeah, that's the key. Now spin it. Yeah. It's working. Well, that was easy. The FL 1995 Alpha A for awesome. It's like zoop. Take it out there. And we're probably gonna end up using a quart just to fill this thing up. Drink up, little buddy. Sure enough, that's impressive. Come here, Miko. Come here. Neighbor's dog got out. Alright, let's pause this for a minute. Right, well, you didn't miss much of anything. I just tightened up the oil filter to the 1 million foot-pounds that I always do, even though you're not supposed to, because I'm extra. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and crank it up. It's probably going to be a very rough start with a lot of smoke coming out of that back end down there, because the last time I started it, it was also a very rough start, and it has to work the oil through the system up to the injectors. So shut it off. Let's try it again. All right, we're alive. A little puff of smoke there. idle search. Alright, let's get a little rev. Still not 100% happy though. We'll let it warm up some. Check the stick. So right now my dash, the oil pressure is reading in the middle. Oh, it's not happy. It is not happy. Alright, I cleared the codes. Oh, it is so angry. We're gonna sling it around anyways. I think he just needs to stretch his legs. This could be completely wrong, but we're gonna find out, I guess. It is very much not happy. Maybe I really do just have half the engine out. The saga continues. The adventures of why is Willie so wonky. So, came to a stop sign. It's running flawless now. I bet it's that little. Well, I'm gonna check it again tomorrow morning. If it does a rough start again tomorrow morning, I'm gonna swear it's something else wrong. Alright, here we go. Cold start. I mean, it's 84 degrees outside, but it's the next day. Let's see what happens. Oh, that is not healthy. Not bueno. Also, my blinker relay under here won't stop blinking. It's really annoying. Super annoying. Let's pop the hood. Do an oil read, I guess. We're right at the level. I know you can't see it, but just take my word for it. I'm gonna assume it is the IPR. I don't know. Well, we're gonna order one of those and we're gonna come back. So here we are again. At this point, it kind of just seems like I'm just throwing money at Willie, which, generally speaking, I kind of am at the moment. Unfortunately, it's not really how I like to do things. I like to actually try to figure out and diagnose what the actual problem is. I mean, it seemed like a bad ICP. That's what I was leaning to. So that's what I went and got. I went and got the ICP just off a gut. Then I hooked the computer up to it. It said bad IDM, ignition drive module. So, okay, I ordered one of those, replaced it, didn't fix it. So now I'm head scratching again. And I went and got the IPR. So I think with this last thing, it is a Motorcraft one. I did get a deal on it. I found it on Evil Bay. Hopefully it's real. I don't know. It was in Ford packaging, plastic bag. Maybe it's copyright, maybe it's fraud. I don't know. It was like $50. So the one that's in there, this connector plug, you can
you could wiggle it back and forth. And I don't think you're supposed to be able to do that, because this one doesn't do that. There's no, like, yeah, this little magnet thing wiggles. You can slide that, but this isn't tight on here. But I'm talking about like the actual plug itself. Just, I'll pull it out and show you all. Just hang tight for a second.
Well, I don't know if you can tell, but it's been a few weeks ago since I last tinkered with this beaut of a 7.3, and I was talking about the IPR, and I was saying that this thing here, well, it was wiggling. It wasn't the plug wiggling. Apparently the whole sleeve itself was just loose on there or something. I don't know. I changed it. It didn't fix the problem. I changed it out. I cranked it over again. It was just still running rough AF. So through my learnings and lots of researching, I'm leaning more towards the valve cover wiring harness that runs under here, and then also the big loom of wires. I gotta check that for cut wires and or chafing. So I'm gonna be removing the air filter and removing the cold air for the turbo intercooler system. I never remember what size that is. Like I said, it's always an 8. Also, I used to be wearing a little microphone, but I lost it, so I'm hoping the audio is picking me up. Also, I wasn't really a big fan of that microphone. Okay, so this here is one of the main problems. Underneath here, it gets a lot of chafing rubbing up against the valve cover. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this off, flip it over. Okay, got that popped off. Looking underneath, I don't see any real problem spots. Everything looks intact still. None of the wires are chewed through, so that's probably not our problem. Oh, yeah, it's slightly disconnected. Okay, now that the glare's out the way, I don't know if you can see the slight separation. It's not supposed to be that far apart. So instead of just clipping it back on, we are going to inspect it to make sure none of the pins are melted. And I only undid this side strictly based off of all the other videos I've seen, that it was always this side that they undid. So I really didn't do the wax test, the pop test, the crayon test, the thermal heat gun test. I didn't do any of that. I just took this off, A, because it's the easiest, and B, well, that's what every other single video did. It was always this side. So yeah. Okay, so I got that separated, and then fun fact, this little piece of plastic that holds the wire kind of disintegrated, and I had to like fish it out of there. But on a better note, I don't see any melted plastic on here. The two outside ones here and here are for your glow plugs. So these are the bigger ones. They get the higher voltage stuff. It's the white cables here and here run down to your glow plugs. I think we're good as far as I just need to put it back together, and I'm probably gonna do the quarter thing where you give old George Washington a haircut, and then you slip that quarter down in there, and it holds this tab up against the retainer clip on there, and it won't back down. No, it won't back down. Alright, so a little bit of an update. Pretty much everything that's plastic that can break on here has broken off. So yeah, there's supposed to be this there, and I was cleaning it and I pulled back on this just a little too hard, and it disintegrated into my hands along with the other side of this. I think it fell into the engine, so that's good. It'll just eat that later. All these little plastic little retainers, whatever these things are, keep breaking off. Yeah, so I got it seated on there, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sheetrock screw and just screw it in from this side, and just, you know, right through the block. But then I thought, no, I probably shouldn't do that because, you know, bad. So I think I'm gonna take a zip tie to a zip tie, and then zip tie the zip tie to another zip tie, and then but also I'm gonna order another one. But I just want to make sure that it runs right with it connected correctly without a ginormous gap right there. So you remember that time I said I'm gonna run a zip tie from here to here, and then from here to here, and then there to there? Well, voila, you're welcome. Is this a temporary permanent fix? We'll see. Is it probably gonna rip all the wires out? Yeah. Am I gonna probably not get a proper seal right here? Yeah. But it's really just to see if the engine doesn't run like a ragged old something or another. So I'm gonna go ahead and button all this back up, and then we're gonna give it a crank. Okay. I got everything put together except for the air intake. So I'm gonna go tickle the key and see if it goes. Or if it goes vroom 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 vroom. Just gonna cross like all of these, and then cross everything. I'm gonna temporary fix, and then I'm gonna order a new one soon. Let's see. So apparently all that for nothing. Cool. Maybe the other side's broken too, because this side was super brittle and everything. God. Should I undo that valve cover side too, just to see? That one's a pain in the butt. I did it before to do the injectors. Those are new injectors in there. Frustrating. I mean, I did just kind of like hack and zip tie those connectors together, and then as I was doing it, like a little corner piece of the connector fell off, so that probably wasn't good. So I'm definitely ordering one. I just need to know if I need to order two. I'm probably gonna order two and just, you know, stay with the current trend of throwing money. I don't like the idea, because you know what they say, money grows on trees. It's just I ain't got one of those trees. So yeah, I did that. Insane Clown Posse. I did the PBR. I did ignition control drive simulation module, the IDM. I changed the fuel filter. I changed the oil. Yep, we are in range. We are in operating range. I know you probably can't see it, but we're in it. In it to win it. So it's got fresh oil in there, fresh oil filter, fresh fuel filter. I know it's not a fuel issue, but the fuel filter was disgusting. I don't know what all that was about. New IPR, new ICP. I guess stay tuned. So I guess for all intents and purposes, we are going to go to read codes, key on. See, that 1316 is usually what pops up on all these other videos when it says that the misfire. One of the misfires is usually that clip's unhooked. One of these other ones I think has something to do with the exhaust heater, which I deleted that stuff a long time ago. I'm gonna take a picture of this. '04. Let's see if I can click on it. Exhaust pressure sensor. I don't know what that means. It's probably important. This 13. I think that's the misfire 1316 034 cam set. Oh, so now the CPS is messing up. That could be an issue. And 0541, I think that's something to do with the exhaust heat, which I deleted that. So exit, clear codes, continue, key off. Gauges and data log. Data, what do y'all say? I don't know. Tomato. Bloop bloop bloop. Waiting for data. Alright, so I got the ICP injector control pressure, engine load, exhaust back pressure. I don't know, this thing doesn't have that many options. That's, I guess, the most relevant ones I could find. I don't know. Let's crank it. The glare is awful. Great. Sure. Still running like Dookie. Like Dookie. That's probably not good for my engine. Jesus, that is awful. Stop data log. I'm guessing maybe the other connection inside the valve cover is bad on the right side as well, passenger side. So I'll probably order both of them. Shut this off. I'll probably order both of them. I'll change the driver's side first and then crank it. If it fixes it, great. I'll just have the passenger side for a rainy day or if I ever need it. If it doesn't work, well, I guess I'm going to crack open the passenger side and do that one too. So, yeah, fun.